All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It is the match preview. We've got a blockbuster match coming up. Liverpool versus Chelsea. I think this is probably the biggest match of this particular weekend. I don't care what other games are on. This has to be the biggest one out there. I know there's a lot of transfer news that's overshadowing all of this. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo to City. Now there's Erling Haaland rumors to PSG, Mbappe to Real Madrid. But let's bring the focus back to Liverpool versus Chelsea. I think it's going to be absolutely exciting, this particular match. But before we get into all of that, Ishan, my boy, how you doing?
No, I'm good, miss. Thank you for having me. My head's blowing with all these transfer news. It's been too much, but trying to focus on the game and it's good to talk about it's always good to have a preview on a big game like this, Chelsea versus Liverpool. It cannot get anything bigger than this.
100%, man. I can already see Taha Deb saying no team updates in the press conference. I mean, to be honest, there's not many, well, I don't even think there is any injury concerns at all anymore. I know there's Christian Pulisic, but I think Pulisic is still out with the testing positive of the particular disease. So he's probably the only one that's not going to be featuring. So there wasn't too much to know. We've already seen Ziyech play last game, so he's back. We've already seen Kante play, so he's back. Whether they start or not, we'll definitely talk about that. I definitely want to give a shout out to the live chat. You guys have always been awesome. You guys have always, given the support. So thank you so much for all of that. Smash the like button as soon as you get in, because you will definitely enjoy this particular stream, this preview. Do make sure to check out the part one of the preview. I've got the link in the description. Part one, I spoke to Harry, who's a Liverpool fan, and we got the Liverpool perspective from that one, and we've got the Liverpool predicted lineup and whatnot. So do get the whenever you do get the chance, do check that out as well. And we've got Ryan coming in for today's preview as well, but he's just running a bit late. So obviously when he comes in, I'll add him into the stream. But shout out to the live chat as always. Adi, thank you so much for my man for joining. Sutasan, thank you so much for joining. Tumo, thank you heaps for joining. Robin is here. Tahadeb. Isam Sabiri is he saying Ziyech to start Miz. We'll talk about that. Percy, let's see how it goes. I don't think he'll probably come off the bench maybe. HTC Desire, thank you so much. Yo from Bangladesh, thank you so much, my man. Robin, Declan in Ireland is he. Frederick is he. Sudi is he. There's nearly 30 of you guys live already. Smash that like button. Get those likes up to well over 30 straight away. We're going to get the show started right now. And keep the comments coming as well. Ishan, let's talk about the press conference, as we always like to do in this preview. Go through some of the key points of the press conference that Thomas Tuchel had. To be honest, I don't think there was any major sort of conversations in that press conference. But some of the key things I want to talk about, first of all, is obviously, how big is the match in the context of the season? That was the first question that was asked to Thomas Tuchel. Personally, I think it's a fairly big match. I have to say, it's a big match. Definitely. Liverpool-Chelsea is always a big match. Just before the international break. So you do want to make sure that you don't go to the international break with a loss. So either a draw, most definitely a win, will set us up nicely. And then this is a direct rival. If we want to be title contenders, this is a direct rival. And getting points at their home ground will mean the world. So, and I know it's early days, it's early in the season, it's only the third game of the Premier League, and it's a 38-game, season. It's important to ensure you start off well and you keep that momentum. Both of us, them 2 wins, us 2 wins. They haven't conceded, we haven't conceded. So maybe something gives here in this particular match. But for me, it's a fairly important match. How are you looking at this particular blockbuster match, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big match. It's a very, very big match. Not just because two big names are involved, but also because of the competition that these two are going to give, to each other,
Mm.
going forward to the season. So I think so. Liverpool and Chelsea, we both at the stage at which we are at this point of time, we're trying to make a mark on the Premier League table, and trying to make a statement that yes, we are the frontliners when it comes to title challenging,
Mm.
apart from Man City. So yeah, although we all know the fact that us Liverpool and Man City are going to be the forerunners, front runners for the title, for the title challenging thing. But the thing is, yeah, this game gets bigger as it sounds, because in Anfield, it is not easy, first of all, and
Yeah.
next, the thing which you said, both of these teams are in a good momentum, and a very, very good momentum. They've won all their starting games, I think so. Liverpool, talking about the preseason, Liverpool just lost one, if I'm not wrong, against
Mm.
Hertha Berlin. 4-3 it was
Mm.
the scoreline, and rest all of the games they won comfortably, and also the starting first two games in the Premier League they've won comfortably. We did not lose till now, thankfully, touchwood, in this season we
Mm.
did not lose, and I hope we keep this momentum going. But this game is huge, talking from the tactical point of view. Ryan will be here as well, and he'll be talking about this in more depth. But Thomas Tuchel versus Jurgen Klopp, it's going to be tasty, man. It is going to be an absolute cracker. I'm waiting for this. I'm really waiting.
100%, man. And it's a good point that you've said about Thomas Tuchel versus Jurgen Klopp. Let's just have a quick look at this. At the moment, Thomas Tuchel versus Jurgen Klopp head to head. Jurgen Klopp 9, Thomas Tuchel 2 wins, draws 3. So I believe that's 14 games. Jurgen Klopp has won 9, but 10 of them were in the Bundesliga when Thomas Tuchel
Yeah,
was the manager of Mainz and Klopp was the manager of Dortmund. So I don't think that was obviously fair playing ground. Dortmund definitely stronger than Mainz, and more often than none, there will be the favourites. But we saw what happened last season. I think Thomas Tuchel only played Liverpool just the one time last season, and we ended up
yeah,
getting that victory. And obviously now the playing field is a lot more balanced. Chelsea team very
yeah.
strong, Liverpool team strong as well. But I mean, do you sort of see a far more balanced competition now as opposed to that head-to-head of 14 games, 9 wins for Thomas Tuchel? Obviously, he had the Dortmund team, which was a fantastic Dortmund team.
Yeah,
Now, with Thomas Tuchel having that Chelsea team and Liverpool, I personally think now, Ishan, man for man, if you look at both the teams, I
yeah,
think we are slightly better than them, man for
yeah,
man. I mean, they're an
yeah,
incredible team, no doubt about that. They won the Champions League, they won the Premier League not that long ago. But
yeah.
I think now Tuchel probably has a bit of an edge over Klopp. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, you've got a good point there. But the thing is here, even in the last time that we faced Liverpool at Anfield, the one that we beat them, Liverpool were not at their maximum strength. You know what I mean? They did not have the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip in their back
True.
line. So they were vulnerable at some stage, right? They had Fabinho in the as the center half, if I'm not wrong,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
that creates a little bit of vulnerability. We all know the fact that Liverpool were in a mud last season when it comes to the injuries. They were absolutely struggling, and this time they're back, and they look very decent. They look very decent. We all can argue the fact that Liverpool didn't had the decent challenge at this point of time, because the first two games were quite easy for them, and they've
Yeah.
absolutely just pasted their opponent, which was quite expected. But this will be
Mm.
the challenge for Liverpool as well, and for Chelsea as well. We can yes, we did face Arsenal, but it wasn't a challenge at all. I think so. Just like you said in the watch along, Bournemouth was a better challenge for us than Arsenal, and absolutely true. I mean, yeah. So for both of these teams, from the league's point of view, is going to be a big, big challenge. The first big challenge, I would reckon, and
Yeah.
this would actually challenge the defense of Liverpool. That we all think the fact that Van Dijk has just returned. How is Van Dijk gonna be when he goes one on one against Lukaku? It's been a week that we've been hearing about Lukaku versus Van Dijk, and it is actually going to be that challenge for Van Dijk and as well as Lukaku. How these two guys come up one on one, And yeah, I think so. It's gonna be a very very crucial match to win for both of these guys to mark a statement and say that, listen, yes, I'm a better team than you in this long run of this whole league. But then yes, even man to man, like you said, we do look like a better team than them. I think so. Our midfield is way better than them. I just genuinely believe that our midfield is better than them. Yeah, we'll talk about the tactics more, but then yes, I think so. From man to man point of view, the point you said is true, that we're a better team. I think so. It's going to be a good challenge for our strikers as well. You having known the fact that Van Dijk came back, even if we might argue that Van Dijk might not be at the best of his potential, but still, the way he lifts up that morale of the whole team,
Yeah,
it's
it's huge.
spectacular. It's
Yeah.
spectacular. Just look at the way Alisson performed now in the recent games. Absolutely, like he's confident like anything. And look at the last season when he didn't have the Van Dijk in front of him, he was kind of a bit shaky. And that resulted in his poor performance for himself also. But now
Yeah.
having Van Dijk back, it uplifted the whole team's morale, and they look very very rigid for me. So yeah, it's going to be a great battle.
Yeah, man. I mean, Van Dijk is a massive equalizer, to be honest. And we had similar issues as well when we didn't have superstar defenders, or when we didn't have, that one solid defender, that world class sort of defender. We struggled as well under Frank Lampard. That was the case. But as soon as we got Thiago Silva, you just saw the change in our defense, and we started to keep more clean sheets. And obviously, Thomas Tuchel has made us a lot more resolute in defense with the structure and whatnot. Ryan, my man, how you doing? Good to have you on the stream.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I was just like had to do something really quick. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm good,
No, man,
man.
that's absolutely fine.
Buzzing
That's
for this preview here. Huge match coming up. As Ishan was saying, huge change in this Liverpool compared to last season, even though it's only two games in. And but also huge change with us from last season, only two games in. So really excited to get into it, and hopefully we get in with a huge win tomorrow.
100%, man, 100%. I'll just take care of this particular super chat before we move on to a couple of other things in the press conference. Ravi Kumar, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Do you think we should go with the same lineup? I feel Werner is key here to beat them with his pace. Do you think Werner Lukaku combo will break Liverpool defense? We'll definitely talk about the lineup, which we'll do after the press conference recap. Few of the other nitty gritty sort of topics that we want to touch on, then talk about the lineup. But I do agree. I personally am thinking of a Timo Werner, Lukaku sort of situation up front. Same lineup. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to have same, but predominantly we'll have more of the usual suspects, to be honest. But we'll talk about all of this in detail as we get into the lineup, predicted lineup down the track. Ryan, let's talk a little bit about the other more important topic that was raised in the press conference was the whole matchup between Romelu Lukaku and Van Dijk. That was the blockbuster matchup in the press conference. One of the journalists has put that. By the way, yeah, some of these journalists, I saw a comment, talking this one from Declan in Ireland. You're so right, Declan in Ireland. I mean, journalists waste their questions asking silly stuff about ABBA, etc. I mean, yeah, what is all this? Asking Thomas Tuchel about how's your team in terms of, are they really like ABBA or are they like rock and roll style? Like, just ask the direct question. Who cares about ABBA and rock and roll, man? We're not here in a concert here. We're not asked. I mean, yeah, it's strange. Yeah, Declan in Ireland, that lady journo. I believe that lady journo is Olivia Bazaglo.
Yeah,
She's the only
Olivia.
one
Yeah.
who's got any idea as to what to ask. And massive shout out to her. But Ryan, going back to the point, one of the journos did raise the particular question that Romelu Lukaku versus Van Dijk, that is going to be the most anticipated matchup. I feel like there are other big matchups as well, like Rudiger versus Salah is probably a big one from my perspective. Obviously, their midfield, our midfield. But Ryan, how do you see this particular matchup? I mean, this is not going to be the same for Lukaku like last week where he dragged Mari. I think Mari is still getting dragged around. He's absolutely a nightmare after that match. But I don't think it will be the same this weekend like Mari, but I don't think Van Dijk should take Lukaku too lightly either. I think this is a solid matchup. What's your thoughts, Ryan?
I mean, you could think about it in two ways. It's like Godzilla versus Kong. Biggest defender in the Premier League. You know, I think he has came back in and he looks very good. And Lukaku looks very good, but he's only in his first game for the season, so it'll be good. But I don't really think about Van Dijk versus Lukaku that much. The way I think of, oh my god, yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay, I don't think about it that much. What I think about is that if Van Dijk has his hands full with Lukaku, it potentially leaves us with Havertz or Werner without a Van Dijk to worry about. And that's what I'm thinking about more. That having Lukaku as a handful there will free our other attackers who are very dangerous on the counter attack already against a high line, which is dangerous without Lukaku. So I think that there will be a lot to see, and things would be in our favor more than theirs because we have a target man you know, to release our other players, and they don't really have that. So
Yeah, man, 100% right. Like for us, massive advantage. I know Van Dijk is a superstar, and Ishan, Van Dijk. I've seen a couple of matches for Liverpool, Norwich and Burnley, but especially the Burnley one. It looked like he was slowly coming back, 1v1 defending, supreme last minute sort of tackles, looking very good. And I know it's Burnley, but I could see those key attributes of Van Dijk coming back. I mean, do you expect Lukaku to have a very, very tough sort of matchup over here? I mean, I feel like Lukaku can match up to it, but do you feel this is a proper challenge for Lukaku coming up against Van Dijk, and similarly for Van Dijk for Lukaku?
Yeah, I think so. This is the peak. This is going to be the highest level for Lukaku when it comes to one-on-one defending, because Van Dijk. I mean, yes, I understand the fact that he's just come up and it's his basically the third game in the league, and it was a big injury. He might be recovering slowly, steadily to his top level, but then it's Virgil van Dijk. I mean, whenever he comes, just like I said, the whole morale of the team boosts up, and performance-wise, to be very honest, Matip looked better than Van Dijk, if I'm not wrong.
Matip looked very good on the ball. Without the ball, looked very good.
On the ball, off the ball, he was amazing, and Van Dijk just adds that flavor to it. He just the whole aura of the team looks different when there's Virgil van Dijk, and I mean, it's just his own aura, his own mentality that Virgil van Dijk brings onto the pitch. Yes, for Lukaku, I think so. It'll be a big task if this guy, and I think so. It's a good time to test Lukaku as well, right? We all know the fact that the way he dragged Mari and Holding, it was hilarious, and they'll have nightmares till date. But yeah, I think so. Van Dijk is definitely not a bunny. He'll definitely be aware of the fact that he's got Lukaku in front of him. He comes with some force. Lukaku, he's not a bunny himself, right? He comes with some force. It's going to be difficult for both of these guys to challenge both of these guys' skill sets. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a crisp, scenario to see who comes out. We might see a Van Dijk come out of one situation. We might see Lukaku come on top in the other situation. Yeah, it's going to be that. But the thing is, will we get a goal out of that scenario where Van Dijk maybe could not get hold of Lukaku and then we get a goal? That would be an amazing sight to see. I am waiting for that. But yes, for Lukaku, I think so. If he bosses Van Dijk, Lukaku is the man to beat. Lukaku is the man to beat. Not for the Premier League, but talk me the whole Champions League also. I mean, Lukaku will be the man to beat because his confidence is oozing at this point of time. He's had a great debut, and I'm glad that he got a goal. That adds up to the confidence level. He's a smart, intelligent forward at this point of time. It's going to be an absolute crisp of a challenge, and if he wins this duel between Van Dijk and Lukaku, if Lukaku wins this duel, I'm 100% sure there's no one else who can stop this guy.
So true. I mean, this is it. For me, I feel like if Romelu Lukaku wants to put a stamp his authority in this particular league, Van Dijk is the levels. I know a lot of people will say Ruben Diaz, but I feel like Ruben Diaz is a very good defender. Don't get me wrong; he's a very good defender. But I wanna see how he does in the second season. Obviously, at Benfica he was really good, and Man City first season he was very good. But there's you need consistency at this level. I don't want to just go off the back of one season where he's been fantastic and then keep saying that he's a phenomenal defender. Van Dijk is one. Even back in Southampton, he was absolutely brutal of a defender. And then obviously when he came to Liverpool, he's become a superstar of a defender. So for me, Lukaku, if you want to win any big time matchups, this is the one. And I feel like, Lukaku should be up for it. I mean, playing in Italy for the last couple of seasons, he would have come across some of the best defenders out there, Italy being some of the, in terms of defending, they're known for defending. I mean, Juventus with Chiellini and Bonucci, so that says it. And I didn't watch too much of the Serie A last season, but apparently he bossed Juventus. So if you're able to boss Chiellini and Bonucci, then you're doing something right. Right. I want to talk about now just a couple of more things in the press conference before we move on to other topics in this particular preview. One of the things that was brought up to Thomas Tuchel's attention, Ryan, was that how do you manage the squad that is a very decent, very strong squad that we have, actually, but at the same time, Ishan always says this, there are players that will get hurt, sacrificed, they're not going to see enough game time. One being at the moment, obviously, Callum Hudson-Odoi. There's some rumors that maybe he could go on a loan at Atalanta after him. But then there's also articles that are dropping saying that Callum is desperate to stay. He's not joining the England under 23s or whatever. He's staying at Chelsea. He wants to keep developing, wants to keep working with Thomas Tuchel. But we do need to understand, Chilwell is one player that hasn't played enough yet. We'll talk about Kurt Zuma, which, Thomas Tuchel has come out and said, yep, there is some negotiations happening with West Ham. We all know it's all done. He's going to West Ham. So thank you so much for that information, Thomas Tuchel. I mean, it's an open secret. But Ryan, what I'm trying to get to it is that how do you ensure that the harmony of the team with the caliber of players we have, you just don't want it to be broken. Do you know what I mean? You don't want one player to start getting out of control and saying, "Oh, I don't get enough game time," starts creating chaos, and then there's a bad vibe within the team, and then it sort of, escalates. I mean, what do you have to say? Because I remember you saying that, it's good to have Ethan Ampadu in the team, or it's good to have XYZ in the team, but then it's also important to be able to give minutes as well, right?
And PYS, we could add him too. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
XYZ and PYS. No, but I
XYZ and
think
PYS. Bro, you're too funny, bro.
I think that we are the champions of Europe and we want to compete for every title out there. I think this squad knows how it is when they're run thin. We've seen it last season and under Lampard, where we would have players injured and we had to change systems when we weren't ready to, and this and that, and certain players had to get too much game time. It's also important that we manage player workload. Chilwell is somebody that we saw was getting overworked from time to time, along with Mason Mount. We saw those drops in form in Mason Mount when he was overworked. So so it's really important to manage those players. Also, we have players like Kante, who is injury prone. Kovacic gets his one or two or three injuries per season. And Jorginho, he's getting older, so we can't always count on him to be fit every game. I think that we have a really good mentality in our squad, and working under Tuchel, we go game after game. So uh, we work with personnel who can win that game, and it's that's what you get when you sign up for this team, for the champions of Europe. If you want to play week in, week out, go for a team that's competing for one trophy or no trophy. And if you're happy with that, then go. It's okay. We're happy to let you go. And well, uh, one thing I want to say too is that, like with Hudson and all that, I think every player will get their chance, whether it's in training or in a match, and we have space for them because, as you say, you never know what the future holds with transfers or injuries or whatever. So I think that everybody has a good chance, and it should increase the hunger in our team, to be honest.
100%, man. 100% agree that it should increase the hunger. At the end of the day, as you said, the workload needs to be managed. And, you can't be playing every single game with the amount of games that we've come that are coming. You don't want to get that injury. And at the same time, we're competing in every single front. We are competing in so many different competitions. We're going to be challenging for so many different titles. It's important to have a deep squad. And it's important to understand from a player's perspective that you could be part of a legacy here. Like, this is huge. Do you know what I mean? You can go to another club. You're not going to be winning the titles that we're going to be winning. So, Ishan, I want to hear from you as well. I mean, there is going to be time where certain players could moan a little bit, but I feel like Thomas Tuchel is quite capable to ensure that, to be able to keep some of these players in check. I think he kind of did that with Ziyech last season. I think Ziyech might have wanted to play a lot more, but this season Ziyech seems a lot more calmer. That, I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'm at the right club. We're going to be winning a lot of stuff. So, I mean, what's your thoughts about this?
Yeah, one thing, Miss, which I was really confused about during this whole press conference is about Thomas Tuchel said that, that he said that he does not want, he wants his teammates, the one who start regular, to have some trust in the team, so that they settle well. This is something that he said, that which signifies that, in short, he will not make a lot of changes and a lot of rotations. That's what I got from that whole statement. That confused me a lot, because he's such a good man management. Like you said, Hakim Ziyech at one point of time was looking like he was going to leave, but then now he's more than settled in this season. He looks so comfortable. He looks so calm, collected, composed, ready to ready to just hit the nail on the head, in this season. And it feels like his season. Hakim Ziyech is a difficult man to be managed, to be fair, because he does not like to be benched. He knows that he can give a lot to the team, so he does not like to be benched. Similarly goes with many players who can give a lot to the team, but at this point of time, we are not, maybe the formation that we play, it's not capable to play so many players at the same point of time. So the thing is, I also know the fact that Thomas Tuchel, does not like to have so many rotations. We've seen so many matches that, out of 3 substitutes, he might do maybe a max to max 2 substitutes, where you see the second substitute coming in the, very end minutes of the game. And even he said today in the press conference that, he would like the, some players to have trust on the team and then play regularly. That's what he said. So if that's the case, I'm not sure what the other players are going to do. I mean, you're not going to have the likes of Christian Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, and Timo Werner bench warming for the whole majority part of the season. I don't think so. They might be getting a game in Carabao Cup. I think so. We are there in a lot of competition. So I think so. We should be very good in terms of giving them chances in those competitions. But the thing here is, when it comes to big games, I think so. I hope it comes down to merit. But again, miss, we're playing in the back 3, and we just have 3 attackers, out of which one is completely locked and occupied by Mr. Romelu Lukaku. So you can that position is basically untouchable. Having known that fact, we've just got 2 positions for maybe 6 players, right? So, and that creates a hassle. We always talked about this sacrifice here. I am seeing high competition for those 2 positions there, but it'll be interesting to see who actually comes up. Same goes for Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner, and also Christian Pulisic, who comes there, takes those little opportunities, performs at their level best, and makes the mark on the the two number 10s that they can play.
One thing I want
100%,
to
man.
add, one thing I want to add with that, like, you know, I see all these, not a knock on anybody, but I see all these interviews with Pulisic and stuff like that, that he wants to start every game and it gets frustrating and all that. But let's be honest, when it comes down to whenever he got the chance, he looks nowhere close to the end product of a mature football player that would start and carry that heavy badge of starting for Chelsea week in, week out. So in essence, Tuchel knows what he's doing with the players he's starting and how much responsibility they can carry. Same with Hudson Odoi. He's shown brilliant moments for us, even at right wing back, but to consistently carry that badge and be impactful in different types of games always will be, so many of our players are still learning. Werner has so much more to improve on if he is going to start every game. Same with Havertz, even though I think Havertz is closing in on being that end product, even though he has so much potential left. But even with Mount, he has so much more he can improve on. I know people don't like to hear that, but I think that Mount could learn so much about from Ziyech, and we'll get into that as a bigger topic. But I think Ziyech has a huge role to play this season if Tuchel allows him to.
Yeah, man, for sure. I believe Ziyech's vision, we talked about this previously as well, Ryan, that his vision is probably far superior to almost any other sort of forward players that we have. But we'll talk about who starts and one not. Just quickly want to take care of this super chat. Ravi Kumar, thank you so much for the super chat. Again, if we win this match, it is going to be demoralizing for our rivals. This is not just 3 points for us. It is more of a psychological 100% agreed. 100% agreed. This is, as you said, not just 3 points, but it will sort of pose a bit of a it will dent them psychologically. There's no doubt about that. It will dent them. And then you have the international break. So they will look forward to play a match straight away, but you can't because you're in that international break. And equally, it will mean huge for us to ensure to be able to beat a direct rival that's going for the title. So yeah, this is a huge match. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but don't want to lose. That's for sure. If we can get a draw, yeah, but win is something we are more than capable of. There is absolutely no doubt about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 121 live right now. Smash the like button first of all. Get those likes up. We've only got 35 likes, so let's get the likes up to well over 100 if you're enjoying this stream, and it directly helps out the channel and the growth of the channel. So I do urge you guys to smash that like button, get those likes up to well over 100. And it'll just mean that it'll be exposed to more fans out there. And if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe. We are definitely chasing that 8,000 subscriber mark. So let's, race towards that. And check out the boys and their socials in the description right now. Go out there and follow them on all their socials. All right. Let's talk about, I just want to quickly take care of the player ins and outs before we talk about how Chelsea could possibly hurt Liverpool and tackle them. From the player ins and outs, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, there's not too much news. We don't really have any injuries, thank God, touch wood, at the moment. Ziyech came back last week against Arsenal. Kante came back as well. Besides that, there wasn't any other injuries anyway. Christian Pulisic is the only one that is still probably out. The journalist didn't ask anything like that in the press conference, but I would believe he's still isolating. He was tested positive with the disease in this pandemic last week. That's why he wasn't there for the Arsenal game. So I'm pretty sure he won't be here for this game. So he's probably looking forward to post-international. So from that perspective, we're moving in with a full squad, which is brilliant. And from a Liverpool perspective, we just have to see the news as to what's going on there. Ryan, let's now get into the nitty-gritty of things. I want to talk about how Chelsea can hurt Liverpool. One of the things I said in Matisse's channel where we had Grizz, who's a Liverpool fan, and I said one of the key components, the glaring one that I can think of, I'm pretty sure, Ryan, you probably got a few ideas as well. The one glaring one that I can think of is the way Liverpool they bomb up with their fullbacks, and it's so natural to them, Ryan. Even if they sort of get instructed by Jurgen Klopp, look, be careful, it's Chelsea, don't just always bomb up, have some sort of idea to ensure that you can drop back and don't get caught out. I feel like it's too natural for them in their instinct to bomb up and leave those space behind. Against Burnley, it was so clear in both the flanks, from Trent Alexander-Arnold's flank or even Tsimikas' flank. I think it won't be Tsimikas this week, and it'll probably be Robertson, because Robertson was warming up already last week against Burnley. But for me, Ryan, that is one distinct sort of weakness still where we can exploit them. We exploited them, I believe, last time we played them, where Mason Mount from that flank cut in and whipped in the shot. It was the exact flank just behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, where Kante found a long ball, direct ball. So from your perspective, Ryan, what do you think? I mean, that one being a distinct one, or do you see us hurting them in other areas as well? You're on mute.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one, as opposed to other teams. Even if they want to be cautious with their fullbacks, we would force them not to be, because when we set up in a line of five, a back five, the only way to play through that back five is to try to get wider than us, which would need their fullbacks to be in the mix, especially if you have inside forwards like Salah and Mane in the mix. You want them in and around the box. You don't want them by the corner flag. So I think we'd actually suck them in to play that type of dangerous game, where we could then have those long balls in behind. We could have Kante or whoever breaking through into the final third. We have a target man we can aim at now. Liverpool, I think we would force them to have that high line again. And one thing I wanted to talk about, when about Lukaku and Van Dijk, we're making it out to be a huge deal for Lukaku and an important part of this game. But if Liverpool goes in with that mindset for Van Dijk to man mark Lukaku, they could be in huge problems, because as opposed to Giroud or other target men who only keeps centrally or drops deep, Lukaku is not that. He could take that right channel, he could go wide, and if Van Dijk is on Lukaku, that could cause problems, because if you attract Van Dijk into that right channel more and more, it would open up so much space on the left side in an already vulnerable place with that high line and with those fullbacks bombing forward for Liverpool. So I think we can hurt them tomorrow if they don't if they don't have a game plan. We could hurt them.
Yeah, man, I definitely think so as well. Some breaking news. It's incredible. We have to keep in touch with all of this stuff. Apparently, the legend Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, for Man United, seems to be that he is probably going to Man United. Manchester City is out of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Fabrizio Romano just tweeted, Manchester United are preparing their offer contract proposal for Cristiano Ronaldo. Jorge Mendes will receive it soon. Man United are confident now. Paul Pogba is currently not involved in any talks. Man City are out of the race for Cristiano.
Man.
Just incredible what is going on.
What is happening, man?
Literally 12 hours ago.
So Alex got on that phone and he was like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna happen with City, bro. You're coming back home."
I think
maybe
so.
Sir Alex called.
He must have just picked up the phone and said, "Cristiano,
and that 30 million.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
maybe you need to select the red instead of blue." Okay, pops.
I mean, how has this? Literally, Jorge Mendes was in meetings with City, and apparently the bid was coming in. And was it all a policy to trigger Man United to make them go for this? Because I didn't think Man United was even in for a shout for Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? But just quickly, before we get back to our match preview, Ishan, what a comeback this is going to be. Like, I mean, this is huge levels we are talking about.
especially with
Cristiano
fans in the
Ronaldo.
crowd now. That's why they're
Oh,
talking.
yes, the fans in Old Trafford. I still remember, man. I mean, I was going through early stages of university, you know, and I remember Cristiano Ronaldo burning it up for Man United. I mean, this is insane. Sancho, Man United, Rafael Varane, they are looking good. I know it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but even he can't bottle it from here.
Yeah, I mean this transfer season is going crazy. I mean this is probably the best transfer season we fans can ever witness ever. We've never seen Lionel Messi get out of Barcelona. He did.
Yo,
Yeah.
We're seeing Ronaldo getting out now. We've seen this Mbappe deals going on. We've seen Lukaku come out. Grealish with a record-breaking transfer. This
you see
transfer
that
season is
PSG wants Haaland too before
Yeah,
the
PSG
yeah
wants Haaland,
again.
but
PSG is going for what final bid for Haaland, one single bid, big
I
bid
mean, they
for
should.
Haaland.
I
This
would love to
is
see that instead of him in the Premier League for a rival. Just go away from us, bro. Just leave, and so I love
yeah,
you still.
but Ronaldo in Man United will change the complexion of Man United. To be very very honest, I mean Ronaldo himself can let's not neglect. We can completely neglect the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the manager. Ronaldo can manage the
but
whole team himself.
Ronaldo will be the true manager now. He will be the manager.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. And that team is United is already oozing with confidence. They're playing like top professionals. Maybe not the Southampton game, but before that, and also in the preseason, they looked very very good. Adding Ronaldo to it, oh my God, this
I
is
don't
going to
think,
be absolutely mad.
but I don't think Ole is a bad manager in any way. Though I like how he uses Pogba as a left midfielder. I love
Yeah.
how he tactically does that alongside having him with Bruno. I think he does a really good job. He's just missing pieces of his team. We can say that his team isn't up there to win a title with players like Fred in the midfield and stuff like that. And he's getting closer to that team that can compete. So I'd love to see him this season. I don't think he's a bad manager at all.
Look, I have to admit, he has been from the first few matches, even against Southampton, to be honest. Southampton was in the back foot most of the times. And the way Pogba was playing in the second half, I thought there was a goal coming for them. I know a lot of people will say that Southampton had their chances too, but yeah, I can't disrespect Man United too much this season.
And they
And
finished again above us like twice in the past three
yeah,
seasons too. So if
yep,
he's not a good manager, well
Yeah,
then what do we have then?
exactly. Deserves some
he's
sort of.
just
I
he's
mean,
just trophyless. That's it. But he's showing some good records.
that's the thing. He's just missing out on those trophies, and that's
He's doing
probably
what
why.
Mourinho couldn't do, and he's doing what Adam Van Gaal couldn't do. He's doing what Moyes couldn't do.
True,
He has
true.
Manu competing third, second. I think they will do very good this season, and they have
I,
very good
I,
players.
I think if he's unable to get any sort of trophy this season, I think that'll be the end of him because he's got the team
Yeah,
now, and that
yeah,
particular team
yeah,
cannot go without some sort of silverware this season and still
yeah.
keep the manager. So that's just my verdict. But boys, let's
Plus,
get
plus
back
with the
into.
signings that they've made, I mean, without a trophy, United are going to be in a but.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly. All right, let's get back into this, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 150 of you guys live. It's going to get really, really exciting now. We're going to do the lineup, predicted Chelsea lineup. We're going to talk a little bit about the matchups as well. We already talked about Lukaku versus Van Dijk. There are other key matchups as well, which I'm sure we will have the conversation in this particular piece. This will be very, very interesting to do. Ryan, I'll give you the chance since it's been a long time since you've done a preview. I don't even think you have done a preview with us, and
Now,
you've
last time
always
I did,
been
we won
here.
the Champions League, so now
That's
did you?
right. So it could be a good omen that we could probably beat Liverpool. But obviously, ladies and gentlemen, from here on in, you will see this is the lineup for the preview. Ishan, myself, and Ryan, and obviously Ryan and I, we have the other special show, which is going to be called the tactical side of the coin. So do look out for that post match. But right, let's start from the back. And then I'll give Ishan the opportunity to see whether he agrees or not. And then obviously I'll have my opinion on it. I think one thing we should just lock in and not even waste time in having a conversation is this particular position. Mendy, But Ryan, who's your back three? Let's go.
Mhm. Okay, so my back three will be Aspi as player six, RCB. I'll go Christensen, central defender, and Rudiger, LCB. You
Any
know,
particular reason you're choosing those? I mean, obviously Rudy, I can understand, but AC and Aspie.
yeah, Aspilicueta has been phenomenal for us. I think he deserves to start and stake his claim before Koundé comes, if he comes. I think that he did fantastic defensively and going forward for us. So good signs in him even overlapping, getting those balls in behind, linking up play. I think he did fantastic for us, and to just have him out of the team, especially in a huge match, we need our captain. He's our captain. He's our Champions League captain, and I'm gonna put him there until he shows that he doesn't deserve to start, which doesn't seem anytime soon.
No,
Um,
Fizz.
at
Absolutely. Yeah, gone.
Christensen, I think that Thiago Silva, he has played a heavy fixture load for Brazil, and he is probably getting back to fitness. I'm sure he's probably fully fit now, but to play him out of nowhere in this huge match, I think it would be a risk. I would rather him have his first match against a weaker opposition, or even get some minutes to the end. But I think that Christensen had his full preseason with us. He's featured him many times and he looks good. So why break up that now? You know what I mean? And Christensen, to be honest, I want to mold this guy into our defender for the next 6, 7 years. He's only 25. I want him to be here for the rest of his career. I think
You
he
want
has,
him to now be the main guy, and then Thiago
yes.
Silva is more of the rotational guy.
Yes, yes, because we need to pull the trigger on Christensen. We have waited for Christensen to show this side of his game, and if we don't capitalize on it, could we risk it and we get back the old Christensen, well, the young Christensen? That we need players need momentum, and he's shown that even though he's shown that he deserves to start in this lineup, and
Yeah.
having him be in second fiddle, I think maybe could do bad for his growth. And you know, at the end of the day, whoever is the best for the position should start. So with Thiago Silva, if he comes in and he's phenomenal, I see no reason why Thiago Silva shouldn't start. Whoever plays best starts. Right now, Christensen has the momentum. He has more game time, and I want him there because I want this guy to be the heir to the throne in that back three.
No, man. I mean, I just saw a notification from the Athletic talking about Christensen's contract extension is imminent. So that's another big tick for Christensen, that the club believes in him long term, and as you said, the heir to taking over in that defense as the future leader, hopefully. Ishan, you agree with this back three?
Yeah, 100%. I do agree. I just hope that Aspi and Christensen both had a couple of blunders, small blunders in the previous game against Arsenal. I
Yeah.
hope they don't do it this time, because this time Mane and
You
Salah
will
are
get
too good of a
hurt.
guys.
You will get
Yeah,
hurt. Yeah.
they are too good to ignore gifts like that, and then they'll slap you left, right, and center. So I hope they do not do as any sort of blunder, and they stay rigid. Also, just like to add one point is that Rudy and Christensen, these guys, their lofted through balls or the lofted passes are going to be so crucial this game, because this is the game where you actually would capitalize to the maximum potential their lofted passes, and you'd see the way Rudiger has that excellent ability to find players with his diagonal crosses and long yards crosses. So it'll be very interesting to see how Rudiger capitalizes on that ability, and also Christensen as well.
Miz,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say one thing. Um, yeah, so we talked about that game plan and sucking those. I should use different vocabulary to getting those players in.
Sucking is fine.
Nah, attracting those players, um, and those
I
fullbacks
thought you
from.
were gonna say that's what she said.
Nah, nah. Um, oh yeah, mate, you set up for
You
me.
got me last time. By the
You
way,
set
Ishan, he
you,
got me so good last time with that.
you set up the assist, bro, and I just missed it, bro. Jeez. But we want those fullbacks to bomb forward so we could create space for, we want Lukaku to hit that right channel so we could have that whole left hand side free for a
Yeah.
certain someone to get in behind. So I don't know who that someone is, but what we could possibly do to frustrate Liverpool more when they try to break through us is that, do we need Aspi as a RCB if we're playing in a low block? Because Aspi is really good when we play low block, when we play against low blocks, so he
Yeah.
can be that overlapping CB.
Mm,
Also, and he's also good defensively. But in a back five now, we could see Christensen be a RCB, and we could see Azpilicueta be a right wing back with Silva
see,
in the middle.
this is what I was gonna do, boys, Ishan and Ryan, and you let me know whether you agree or not, and also the live chat. Let us know what you think. Obviously, the boys have gone with Rudy, AC, and Aspie, but the tweak I was gonna do, and I'm gonna completely explain it as well. I was gonna have Silva. I was gonna have AC, and I'm just going to put the name here because obviously we're going to talk about this down the track. I was going to have RJ there. So, and I'll tell you why. Now I'll explain why. AC for me, he's obviously had a couple of very good games. Yes, it was a bit dodgy for a moment, few moments against Arsenal, but overall he was fantastic. I feel like someone like Silva needs to come in, and his presence against Liverpool is going to be incredible, to be honest. And I know Silva hasn't played any minutes, but he's a legend of the game. This guy is a legend of the game. This guy can come in and play a good match. And against Liverpool, he's just having him is gonna be daunting for Liverpool players to see that the imperious defender. And I feel like the wealth of experience is going to be very, very important. And he's still got Rudy and AC just around him. So it's not like he needs to worry too much. He's been training as well for the past 2 weeks. He hasn't played any games, so he's been training. I would put him in the middle. His distribution from the middle is good. But more than that, it's his defensive organization with Rudy and AC. We saw this lineup against Real Madrid, I believe, last season in the Champions League. AC over Aspilicueta is because of, and this is no disrespect to Aspie. Aspie's a fantastic player, captain of our football club. But obviously, he's played against Crystal Palace, he's played against Arsenal. I'm not saying it's because of rest, but I just feel like Aspie, when it comes to quick players in the likes of Mane and Jota, I just feel like Aspie is aging. He's literally going to be 32 tomorrow. It's his birthday tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. So the pace in that perspective, I'm not so keen at the moment against Liverpool. That's why I want to have Andres Christensen. And once again, Andres Christensen's distribution from the right side is going to be vital for those diagonal balls that he's going to
Yo,
bomb through there, and even the passes in the middle. And I'm going to keep RJ because he was sensational last match, and someone like Lukaku will be able to, allow for RJ to have more space without having that 1v1 situation. And defensively as well, you just know that if we do need to knuckle down, that he will be a great asset for Andres Christensen. So that's my lineup. I'll go to you, Ryan. Do you like that thought at all, or
well,
you don't fancy
first,
that one bit?
I saw someone say Silva can't run. I don't know what Silva you talking about. You're probably talking about some, I don't know,
Probably some
some,
sort of
David
some
Silva,
Ren,
Silva
David
that's
Silva, maybe.
David
from
Silva,
Renat,
maybe.
from
Yeah.
Renato Silva from Brazil somewhere who's 44 or something, can't run. But I know Thiago Silva could run.
Can I just say something, Ryan? Can I just say something? As soon as a player becomes out of sight, it becomes out of mind for our fan base.
Yeah,
Like, watch how people are going to talk down about Pulisic. If Ziyech stops playing for a little while, watch how down they talk down about Ziyech.
bro.
This
People
is
want to
the
sell
They,
thing.
these
Kante,
guys, Miz, these guys almost sold Ziyech to AC Milan once he was not
bro.
playing.
Exactly. And as soon
Yo,
as Ziyech starts playing again, oh, Ziyech is all supreme, this, that, one. No, I'm a massive Ziyech fan. But even I know that we need to be level headed. You can't fall into the trap of out of sight, out of mind. Just because Silva hasn't played for the last few games, now all of a sudden he can't run. Come on, man. Come
yo,
on.
Miss,
Oh my days.
Miss, I really Love that point you brought up with Christensen. That
Yeah.
diagonal pass will be on throughout the whole game, and Aspilicueta might not find that pass for that certain someone who's running into that left hand channel. I expect,
Mm.
um, as we saw with Belgium against Highlands, Lukaku dropped into that right channel and he dropped center, like near the center midfield, into
Yeah.
midfield and that right channel. And that's really important for us. I think James is would be fantastic in this game. Fantastic in
Oh,
this
for
game.
sure.
Against
Yeah.
Sterling, he crushed him against Man City. Against these fast fullbacks and fast inside forwards, James would be amazing for us.
Yeah.
He's really good at building play. I have no footballing reason why I would put Aspi over Reece James. However, being a big game, Tuchel will have to decide, is this the season where we carry the torch from Aspi to Reece James and we show it tomorrow by having Reece James start? Or isn't is it not that time yet? Is it too early in the season to carry that torch? Should we count on our captain? Because this is a huge game. As someone said, this is more than 3 points. This is
Yeah,
Yeah.
this could potentially be 12 points because the psychological effect this game is going to have will carry through over the
yeah,
international break. And
Mm.
the thing is, this is our last game before international break, right?
Bro,
yeah,
last game before international break, and the
You
chance to
don't
be
want to lose that,
three matches, 3 wins. That's huge.
and
yeah.
you don't want to lose that
Yeah,
game before international
that's the
break.
exact Miss, that's the exact dilemma that I was just going to talk about. That it's a big game, and I think so. Thomas Tuchel might entertain Aspi being in the side, regardless of the fact that we all
Look,
know
he
his speed
may.
and him being in this. Yeah,
He
it's just
may,
that
Sean.
leadership maybe that Thomas Tuchel might prefer over his slowing attributes and all, because it's a big game. And even the Arsenal watch along, we are talking about the same fact that
Mm.
Aspi is someone who does not, does not. Thomas Tuchel does not envy Aspi without a team without an Aspi in big games, especially big games, and Liverpool is a big game. So this is a good dilemma to talk about, and I think so. You know what? We might have a Silva and an Aspi also. I mean, Thomas Tuchel can come out with a shock and then play Silva and Aspi together with Reece James in the wing back position.
Mm.
Because Thomas Tuchel really envies that leadership role, that experienced role. He really enjoys that. He really likes that, and I think so. Silva and Aspi might also be one option that might surprise everybody, and Thomas Tuchel might include in the squad.
Mm. Ryan, did you want to say any final sort of thoughts on this? I mean, you boys have obviously gone with Rudy Silva Aspi. Should we revert back to that? And also live chat. What's the back three that you're looking for? Let us know. At the moment, the boys have gone with Rudy Silva Aspi. I've thrown a curveball, Rudy Silva.
No, I
Sorry, the
think
boys have gone with Rudy AC Aspi. Rudy AC Aspi. Live chat, let me know what your thoughts are.
I think
I've gone
that
with a curveball, Rudy Silva AC. So, Ryan,
I think
what's
that
any final
that right
thoughts on
wing
that
back.
back three?
I don't think that right wing back will cross that halfway line more than once or twice. And
Mm.
expect with Aspi, that'll be the perfect role for him. I think that he has that defensive capability to play that wing back role really well. And I think, as you said, Miss, that diagonal pass from AC to that
Yeah.
left hand side is going to be crucial for us. And I don't think Aspi could do that at RCB. I love
Mm.
Aspi as RCB versus high lines. I mean, sorry, low blocks. So he can be an
Yeah.
overlapping wing back. But yeah, I would go with this back five right now, but with Aspi instead of Reece James for this one.
Right. So you'd go with Aspi instead of Reece James.
I mean,
I
looking
But do
at
you
mean,
think after his performance against Arsenal, Reece James is going to get benched?
yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't
um
think so.
it's Thomas
At
Tuchel,
least.
bro. Like same thing with Havertz. Amazing performance, but what we're gonna do? We might leave him out, yeah. I'm sure that's on
Mm.
everybody's mind right now, Werner in. So it goes for everybody in the squad. It's not
Ryan,
only
what's your thought process in having Aspi ahead of RJ? I mean, what particular area that you're saying that Aspi should be starting ahead of RJ? I just want to know your mindset on it.
I think that for he's one thing, he hasn't missed a step. I think this is the best Azpilicueta we've seen in the past 6 months in a long
Yeah.
while. Better than on the Lampard, and right now he is very good defensively. So, and that leadership he brings to us is invaluable. Reece James is getting better and better and better and better.
Mm.
However, for this game, it's only second game or third game of the season. I would put Aspilicueta there, and there would be many, many more games for Reece James to come in. Football and wise, I don't see a major difference, especially the distance the right wing back has to run to defend in a low block is not much. It's more defensive. If it's in setting up in a low block, it's more defensive. It's more mental. That
Mm.
awareness to cover positions and track runs. It's not like like if we set up a high line and Aspi as is right wing back, Salah and Robertson would annihilate him. But
Mm.
the thing is, we if we're in a low block, it's more about mental defending. It's more about position awareness. It's not about running from right wing to right back. So I think that
Yeah, yeah.
if it was that case, regimes every day. But I really think that if we're gonna have this tactic of counter attacking, Aspi to extent is more direct in his passing vertically than regimes. Because regimes, when he gets that ball there, he wins back the ball. He would try to combine with Jorginho and Kante and AC to get in behind, and that could leave us exposed. Alspi's a one-track mind. He win back that ball, he would hit it vertically straight to Lukaku on the right-hand side channel. That's another aspect of Aspilicueta's game. He's smart. He doesn't make mistakes in the back there. Very rarely. When Christensen, I don't know, we love Christensen, but who was instructing Christensen in that back three against Arsenal? We saw so many times that when the ball went back to Mendy, right? Christensen was not in position. We're seeing us be saying run wide, run wide, run wide, so we could create that 1 and 2 to make that passing options. Aspilicueta has so much experience, and Reece James does not have that, and he would not control that back three as much. We need that experience. We need Reece James to keep on learning and learning and learning. He will
Mm.
get that torch. I don't see the need for him to get that torch tomorrow.
No, it's a compelling point. I'm just thinking that I don't necessarily think we're going to be in a counter-attacking mode. I feel like we will have the possession more than them.
But we
With
already
players,
said I mean, how many times in previews we said that Aspi is more adventurous than Rich James, and then after one game, we're gonna say that Rich James is better too.
no, no. So the reason being is because of the one Lukaku up front, and this is what we touched on, right, Ryan, the last sort of review that we did post Arsenal game, and I know that was Arsenal, and it'll be very different this time around. But I think with Lukaku up front, hopefully he attracts players, in and around these areas, and then these players will also be attracting some defenders. It allows a free run, hopefully, for RJ. And let's be honest, a free run for RJ I feel, is a lot superior than a free run for Aspie. RJ's ability to consistently find those balls into dangerous areas from these positions. We already saw Lukaku got a goal, and he probably should have got another one with that header, but I don't think that was RJ. That was Mason Mount with a cross the second time around. But RJ scored a goal from here. He got an assist from here. His output from that side, I feel like, Ryan, is superior when it comes to a free run on that side. So, I mean, how do you drop someone who scored a goal and got an assist, got the man of the match, and then drop
On
him the
that
next game?
on that zone, we talked. We really need to think about what game plan we're gonna have here because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know you're gonna say how do we explain that, but that would sound wrong if we drop Havertz, and which I feel we're going to do because Havertz have been phenomenal last game, and we're gonna put in a guy who doesn't score at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
True, true.
we need to think about that too. It's about game plan instead of
Yeah,
only how well they did last game. And when we think
true,
about
true.
game plan with Aspilicueta, we need to think about that if Christensen isn't going to get those passes from where you have there. He's going to get closer to play 11 to get that left hand side pass, right? What
Hmm.
we need to realize that we've seen with Reece James at right wing back that he does not fall back in place of that RCB when he needs to. He stays
Hmm.
by the halfway line, and that side would be empty. For if we lose in the transition of play, which we could, That side could be empty there. So we need to be very careful if we want AC to get into near those midfield CDM regions. I mean RDM regions to hit those passes. Aspi would be the perfect cover to drop in. Reece James does not have that defensive. He has the defensive physical capability, but the mental defensive awareness is different class from Aspilicueta to Reece James. The physical
This
defensive as the physical defensive ability of Reece James is better than Aspi, and shoulder to shoulder he's better. But when it comes to awareness, Aspi still is the captain, and he is on a different level to Reece James, and he needs to learn that. He needs to learn how he can be good against low blocks and high lines, not only one. And when he does learn both, then he could take that torch. But as of right now, I would go with our captain against Liverpool. If it was any other
Harris
team, I would agree with you. But
Harrison over here is commenting that Liverpool attacks from the wings through their fullbacks. Aspie will be better suited for tomorrow. RJ was effective against Arsenal, but will not be suited against Liverpool. He's agreeing with what you're saying. Ishan, I'll let you have the final say. Live chat, let us know as well. You've heard what Ryan had to say. You heard what I had to say. I mean, look, we can possibly have two names here. Anyway, in the bottom, we can have Aspie or whatnot. But Ishan, it's a very compelling point that Ryan has said. I do understand where he's coming from, captain of the club. You said it yourself, Ishan, that you don't want to drop Aspie. You do want him to be in and around somewhere. I just didn't prefer him in the wing back. If I was to play, I would play him as RCB. But for me, RCB AC seems very juicy, man. The distribution. So from that perspective, Ishan, do you keep him as a right wing back? I suppose Aspie.
The thing got me so dragged down that I was thinking of Hudson-Odoi in the right wing back, but that's not going to happen.
That player, I think his time. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to get enough game time with us. But that's a different story.
That's a different story. But the thing here is, I think so. The thing quite clear is Reece James having that good performance. I think so. Ran makes total sense, and I do respect that. But maybe I think so. It feels difficult for me to drop Reece James after that performance. You would want that momentum keep going, and Liverpool is the team maybe that you'd want to learn from, right? If you don't actually put yourself in those situations, how are you going to learn, right? So for me, maybe I think so. Reece James will be started by Thomas Tuchel, and I think so. The only dilemma that we're talking here is about Aspie and Christensen or a Silva in the center back position. Maybe because for me, Aspie might be starting in the right centre back position if I'm not wrong, because just like I said, Thomas Tuchel might envy Aspie at the right centre back position, knowing the fact that he can really guide Christensen and also have the cover for the right wing backs. If right wing back misses any sort of tackles there, so Aspie can very well cover that. But the thing here is, I think so. For me, I would go with a Reece James in the right wing back position. I would maybe. For me, I think so. I'm sorry, but I don't see Silva starting. If I had to specifically pick players, I think so. It would be Christensen at the center for center back position, and at the right center back position, I see Aspilicueta because these are the guys.
Because the more we keep on leaving out Silva and Chilwell, it would be nearly 2 months without football. I was like, that's the worse than good. It's
that's what I'm thinking as well.
And also, one another contradicting point to my point is that we've got a long break after that, so it won't be a sin to start Silva as well, regardless of whatever how many days he's been without football or so. But yeah, I think so. The possibilities are many, but I feel that the one which you've just mentioned here in your chart, this is going to be the starting back three and along with the wing back position.
I mean, look,
I think that,
go on, right?
I think that no matter what, Aspie is going to be there, and the rest is debatable. Aspie and Rudiger is going to be there. The rest is debatable for me. If Reece James start, Aspie is still going to be there because that's our captain. Nobody drops their captain against the biggest team in England when they're playing against them.
Exactly.
Especially Thomas Tuchel.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I've put Silva AC, Aspie behind. So Aspie behind RJ as a placeholder as well. That could possibly happen. Aspie again in the RCB could possibly happen. AC in RCB as a placeholder. AC in the middle of the three centre backs and Silva. Once again, I agree with Ryan that sooner or later we do need to start seeing Silva. And I'm already seeing a few of the live chats saying Silva's not quick, Silva's can't do this, all of a sudden this guy's not even not even a good defender.
That's
Which
Renato
is
Silva, bro.
strange. Yeah,
Renato Silva they're talking about.
which is very, very strange. And some people were also talking down on Aspilicueta, which is another strange one. But look, for the time being, we'll go with Rudy, AC, Aspie, RJ, but that could change. I feel like that could definitely change. That's why I've got those placeholders in the back. Let's now talk about the left back. I think we're going to have epic discussions about this. I have to be honest. I don't know a lot of the live chat, and I know I'm pretty sure you boys are thinking about Chilwell. Like this brother needs to start very soon. Surely Alonso can't have another game. But I have to say, Alonso's been very good. He's actually been very, very good. But, you know, I'll go with Chilwell because, I mean, we have to use him. When are we going to use Chilwell in the Carabao Cup or something? So look, I'll go with Chilwell, but I won't be surprised one bit if Alonso starts. I'll go with you, Ishan, first up, and live chat. Let us know as well what your thoughts are. As I've said, Alonso has been brilliant, man. But yeah, Ishan, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, listen. First of all, very well said that Chilwell has to start, and he might start. Actually, this might be the game where Thomas Tuchel goes, listen, you might need to start. But the thing is, Marcus Alonso has not put a step wrong.
Bro,
Has
we did the
not put
watch
a
along. How good was he?
Yeah. Oh, he's. I mean, to my very surprise. Listen, I'm not a big Marcus Alonso fan. I don't envy him much, especially after Chilwell is in our squad. I feel that Chilwell is a better player than Alonso in that position. But the thing is, he has played so well. The first game, the second game, that it would be again. I would say that it would be harsh on Marcus Alonso if he does not get a start here. So for me, I would have selected Marcus Alonso just because of the fact that he's not put a step wrong. And listen, people might say that he might not have the pace to catch Mohamed Salah. Hell, he might even not need to catch Mohamed Salah. We've got Rudiger there to hold Mohamed Salah there. He might just need to make those defensive tackles here and there, and have that presence at the wing back position at those extreme left flank where he can have that combination gameplay with the number 10s, and also with Lukaku with his crosses that he can. So I for me it's Alonso, but I won't be surprised, and I actually I won't be unhappy if Chilwell starts. I would completely understand the fact that we might need a little bit more pace because Chilwell is faster than Alonso. But for me, I think so. I cannot rest Alonso with the performance that he's showed. With that level of commitment that he's showing. If you're benching him without any reason, I think so that's quite harsh.
And also, Ishan, let's not forget if we get any sort of fouls or attacking free kicks from these sort of areas,
Yeah.
Mr. Alonso does fancy that. But
Yeah.
Ryan, I mean, I know you've been very, very delighted by the way how Alonso has been utilized, and he's playing more in the midfield. We've done several videos on it, and he's part of the build up heavily. You've talked about being a target man, but I mean, Ryan, does Chilwell start sometime soon? I mean, season 2021. Come on, Chilwell, time to start. What's your thoughts?
You know, as Ishan say, for every argument we have, there's a counter argument that makes sense. So it really comes down to that's the thing with our squad depth. It's different class from
Yeah.
the rest. I think we have better squad depth than even City, to be honest, right now. If we get the signings we want, those two players we want,
We could have two proper teams, I'd say. Two proper teams.
yeah, two better teams than Arsenal. Imagine that. So and Spurs. So I think
Yeah.
that for this game, I want to look at it more for this game. I would stop thinking about the future and freshness and this and that. I'm gonna think about let's win this game. We'll think about the future after, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And for this game, I would go with thinking about how we defend in a back five, a line of back five, I think that the chemistry Rudiger and Chilwell had in that Champions League campaign has been
Mm,
fantastic. They
yeah.
know each other very well, and we had to pull out games like this from the bag many times. And I
Mm,
think that Chilwell would do a fantastic job in this game. His role would be um, more defensive. Um,
yep.
I think that he would do really well in tracking the wing back, the fullbacks of Liverpool,
Trent Alexander-Arnold and
and
Salah, I suppose.
it will frustrate the opposition team because to get around Chilwell would be way more difficult than getting around Alonso, and it would
Mm.
make more people push forward, and there would be more chaos for them on the counter attack. So I think that Chilwell would be very good in this game. I think with Alonso's qualities, he's more suited to playing against low blocks. I think he
Mm.
has the passing ability. He could be a next target man on left midfield, and he could put in those crosses and shoot. I would rather him against low blocks like a Burnley or something. But for this game, we've seen it in Champions League time after time. We saw it last season versus City, Liverpool, this and that. Chilwell has to be there, man.
Yeah, man. I can see a few people saying, "Oh, Chilwell hasn't played a game. Last game was Champions League." I mean, if we keep saying that, then he will never start this season.
Yeah, but
He needs to start, and these are big games that he needs to start. And these are professional footballers; like they've been training. So, I know they haven't had one proper competitive match yet, but come on, let's get in on it. I mean, it's only been 2 games so far, anyway. So it's not like Liverpool
and
players are well ahead in terms of fitness. They are also finding their fitness back. So
last
I've got,
time, last
yeah.
time we made a mistake and not playing Chilwell in a huge game was the FA Cup final, and we paid for that.
Aha.
And we said we
Yes,
wasn't gonna make that mistake again. So
exactly. And look, no disrespect to Alonso. If he starts, I will not have one bit of complaint because he deserves. And in fact, I will put a placeholder here that he could possibly start. When you think about in terms
yeah,
of merit, he's been playing
to be honest,
fantastically.
in this back five, all the players you put in brackets, however, all
Hmm.
of them are quality, and all the players who starting here are quality. I wouldn't mind any combination here.
Exactly right. And this is the beauty. This is what makes me think we should be challenging for the title. I've got a very funny comment here. I just want to read this out because it made me laugh. In no way you're doing a preview. Cristiano news everywhere. Look, man, Cristiano news could be everywhere, but we got a match. We got a match. So I'm not going to be sitting here and just talking about Cristiano Ronaldo all day long when Chelsea's playing Liverpool. So it is what it is, my man. It is what it is. We will have our time and talk about Cristiano Ronaldo sometime later on. But right now, Chelsea versus Liverpool, that is the blockbuster match. Let's not forget about that one bit. Okay, I'll go with the pivot first, then I'll have Ryan have a go at the pivot, and then obviously we'll see what Ishan has to say. Live chat, let me know what your thoughts are. I think bad boy Kante needs to be back. That's number one. He
Yep.
looked imperious against Arsenal when he came off the bench. Literally, just made a complete foolery of some of those Arsenal players. Just went past them, driving runs, interceptions, just tackling them, bouncing them off his body as well, which was fantastic to see. And if we want to control midfield and have good build ups, find those passes through the middle at times, find those diagonal passes. For me, it has to be Jorginho. Kovacic has played a lot of games since preseason. Yeah, I don't think he's had any sort of break. And I think this is one game where I would like this pairing of Jorginho and Kante, who's been supreme in the Champions League as well. And mind you, by the way, Jorginho, UEFA Player of the Year award, Champions League winner, Super Cup winner, Euros winner, now UEFA Player of the Year award winner. Incredible, incredible stuff. And also,
First player in history of the game.
first player in history of the game. Now he sets himself up massively for Ballon d'Or, to be honest. And also Kante, Champions League midfielder of the season. So this is incredible. I want this combination. Ryan, I'll go to you first up. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that You're right. This has to be it, especially in the manner of the game we're playing. Let's not get it wrong. No matter what game we're playing, I think these are our two best midfielders. Low block,
Yeah.
high line, middle line, all kind of lines,
And once
circle,
again,
all
Ryan,
kind of
no
things.
disrespect to cover. Like sometimes people take this, these two are the best, like, and then they automatically think, oh, then cover must be poor. No, cover's
Oh,
also
Kova
good.
cannot run.
Bro,
Kova cannot
Cover
run.
can run.
honestly, we should sell Kova and get Sol in on a permanent.
You're not? Are you serious? I'm just
No,
laughing.
I was just trying to bait you after your our rant during the week, so but you didn't catch
I
it. You
missed
didn't
that he
catch
was serious.
I'm like,
it.
Ryan, I can't see you, so I'm not really sure if you're serious or not.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, go on, bro.
No, Kovacic is fantastic. I love Kovacic. But I mean, you're talking about the two best midfielders in Europe here. So being behind them isn't an insult whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think that on his day, Kovacic can, attacking wise, Kante and Kovacic have similar abilities, but I would say that Kante is more adventurous attacking wise.
mm,
He always goes forward dribbling. Kovacic pick and chooses his moments when to dribble forward. I think with that final ball, Kovacic is better than Kante.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, excluding all of that, Kante is a destroyer. And when you add that, I mean, you can't if Kante is fit, you can't have him on a bench, man. He's two players in one. He's a destroyer and an
yeah.
attacker.
He's a cheat
So,
code for us, bro. He's a cheat code.
with Jorginho, I mean, he's the only pure regista. Um, or I hate that word because everybody have this connotation that everything has to go through the register and he has
Yeah,
to
yeah.
pass every single ball there is and receive every single ball. Let's just say he's the only pure CDM, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
can fall next to those center backs and be comfortable there. So I would say that instead, because people get crazy when they hear that word register. So Jorginho, men's player of the year. Yeah, I would have that, no doubt.
Ishan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I cannot agree more. Ryan has summed it up very nicely. And one thing that I know is that in this big games, Kante is the MVP before the game
Yep.
starts. If Kante, yeah, if Kante gets a good game, Chelsea wins. And
Hey
I
yo,
really want Kante to blast this, blast the whole Anfield off the roof. You know what? And just
Shut
have
them up
have
for
the
good.
best game. Yeah, I mean, no, that's fact. I mean, if Kante has a good game, Chelsea wins it, and this guy will be so crucial for us. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Kante.
I just want to say that even in the context of this game, we talked about outside the context of this game, but
Yeah.
having Lukaku and Kante on that right channel attacking, oh my god, that's gonna make so much space on the left hand side. And having
Mm.
Chilwell who can overlap in addition to the left striker or left AM, it's gonna be. People say Ronaldo's coming back home. Is this Man U fans here watching the stream?
Yeah, Man U fans, please go and enjoy somewhere else. When we talk about Ronaldo, come back. We've already
Yeah,
touched on Ronaldo. I'm not touching on Ronaldo again.
yeah, we talked about Renato Silva, Ronaldo. Come on, let's talk about Chelsea now. So having that side on the left hand side, I would see us more needing an overlapping wing back, thinking about it, because Chilwell can overlap and get in back to
Yeah.
that back five quickly.
Yep.
I think that having Kante and Lukaku on the right channel will allow our right wing back to stay more defensive in our approach, so it can
Mm.
frustrate Liverpool more. I think we have a game plan that's going to unfold, and not only that, if that's too predictable, we have the players who can change on the fly too. So I would go. I think that having Kante and Lukaku on the right side, and we didn't even talk about our right attacking midfielder yet. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So we have
100%,
a
mate.
we have a really good team, man. And if we get Kunde and Saul, it's gonna be
Oof.
crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. I love it, and I love Tuchel. So
I mean, honestly, we are going to have a sensational squad. I think Jules Kounde will happen so bit touch and go. We'll see. I hope it does happen. We'll see what's going on over there. Um, this is where it's going to get very tasty. I think. And look, first off, let's just lock in this guy. I mean, there shouldn't be
Yeah,
any
you should
debate.
you should have written him first
Yeah,
in the
the
team.
the app should be coming up with that name as soon as I hit Chelsea. Like They should not even allow me to put a name. The app should
Mendy and
default to
Lukaku
Lukaku.
should be pasted there.
They should be pasted there, and maybe Rudiger as well should just be pasted
Yeah.
there. Okay, Ishan, I'll let you have the first go of one of the players out of the two.
One. Should I
One.
name one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
maybe name the one on this side. I mean, they can shift around, obviously, but
Listen, I'll I'll have to go Timo Werner. I'll have to go Timo Werner, and you knew it because we discussed this
Yes.
against Arsenal.
Yes,
And
yes.
listen, everybody knows the fact that this guy is vulnerable in some set of skill set that he might be weak in. But the thing is, I mean, this is the match where I'm excited to see both of these guys, because this is the match where both these guys can combine their strength, their pace, and their, especially Lukaku's finishing ability. Werner's running, cutting through the high lines and then just exploiting the defense completely, creating spaces. I think so. This is the game that they can actually exploit. The very important point that you made, Miss, right at the beginning of the show, that Liverpool is a naturally high line team. They just come out up high naturally,
And
even
they
if
leave
they
all
want to
the
restrict.
space here. All this
Yeah,
space here.
and even Man City maintains a high line. The thing is, it's Pep Guardiola, and he knows how to control that high line. Maybe he can shift it to maybe in the mid of the other half, their own half. So, but Liverpool is a naturally pushing team. Naturally, they maintain a high line, and that's where we need to exploit them. This is the best option, where we can use Werner and Lukaku together. With both of their paces. We're all talking about Lukaku versus Van Dijk, and also Matip being such a good performer for Liverpool. But if we've got two runners with that, exploiting pace, and Lukaku with that lethal finisher, not just down the ground but also aerially, I mean, it'll be the best way. I mean, yeah, we cannot ask for more. This would be great. The defenders would be actually confused who's going to make the runs,
Yeah.
because I think so. Both of these guys are capable of just cutting through the defense and
Yep.
taking that mark. The thing is, whoever stays in that extreme top position would attract two defenders easily. If Lukaku
Yep.
stays high there, Matip and Van Dijk will be there. So you'll get an option of Werner running into the empty spaces and creating a lot of chances. Similarly, you've always have Werner with that deceptive pace of his, where he just accelerates and then just cuts through the defense out of in the midst of an air. So Werner's always special in that scene. So once Werner has his run, he'll attract a couple of defenders towards him, which will make Lukaku a little bit more. His movement will be freed more. So these two guys will be a lethal combination in this upcoming game, and especially against Liverpool. I'm really excited to see if both of these starts. I think so we're gonna get a goal very, very soon.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to touch on this just quickly. Worldwide Chelsea's in the house. Ishan, my man, Miz, this is the latest you're streaming. Yeah, it is late because I had All You Can Eat Chelsea. So on Thursdays, it does get a bit late, but sorry, Fridays. And also with the press conference, I tend to like to do the previews after it. So yeah, generally I don't stream this late. It is a little bit earlier. But yeah, on Fridays for previews, it is like this. Ryan, I personally would have Werner as well. I've been talking this up in All You Can Eat Chelsea show that happened just earlier. Guys, do check that out. Grizz was there. And I feel like Werner's pace will be something that will trouble them. And I'm not saying that Havertz doesn't have pace, but Werner's pace and movement is a bit superior to Havertz's, and that's not a go at Havertz at all. Havertz is much like he's very, very clinical in other areas as well. But Lukaku and Werner in this particular match, I feel like will be very tasty. Lukaku hopefully can get the attention of Van Dijk and Matip, and then Werner can run in those space behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, whether it be Robertson on the other side. I mean, Ryan, you like this combination, or are you thinking about something else?
There's no better game to play Werner in and give
Yeah.
him a fair chance. I think he's gotten a more than fair chance at Chelsea so far. This is your chance. This is the game that's made for you. Score in this game, put a foothold, remind people who's Timo Werner, why we bought you for 50 million. why you scored 20 plus goals per season for the last 4 seasons, except for Chelsea. So
Mm.
show people that this is the game for him. And if he doesn't, I don't want to put pressure on players, this and that, but we have Havertz who we have Mount, we have Havertz, we have Ziyech who are all more effective players than Timo. So
Mm.
this tactically it makes sense for Werner in this game. Show
Yeah,
why you could be more effective than those other three. This is your game. If you
exactly.
don't show why, well, we you got 30 plus tries last season.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give you this try. I know I don't have any say, but that's just me if I was the manager. And yeah, this game is made for
You'd
him.
be a ruthless manager, bro. Imagine talking like that to a player. This is your try. If you don't get this try, you had 33 tries last season. I think you might want to put yourself into transfer request.
Yeah, bro, that's top four tactics for you, man. That's why I probably wouldn't be at a job as a manager. But I think that tactically it makes sense. This, and I really want to see it. We've kind of set up our whole team for this tactic, and I have no doubt that we can deliver. Even if they set up a medium line or even a low block, I think that
Mm.
this team has the ability, especially Lukaku. We've never seen him with Werner, and Tuchel already said that how having Lukaku would help a player like Werner. So I don't think
Yeah.
Tuchel would erase Werner as yet. He's going to give him that chance. And yeah, I would give him this chance today. And if not, he doesn't think we also have Havertz, so we could bring in 50th minute and change the game too. So no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. For me, this is the perfect match for Timo Werner because of the way how Liverpool plays. They naturally want to push forward. I still remember the Aston Villa game last season where Aston Villa pasted Liverpool, pasted Jack Grealish, even bad boy Ross Barkley was in the act as well in that particular game. Okay, so we're in cahoots with this particular front sort of two out of the three. Live chat, let us know. A lot of you guys are appreciating the whole Werner Lukaku as well. I can see. Let's talk about the third player. I think this is where it's going to get quite interesting. Ryan, I'll go to you first. Who's your third player to finish off this lineup?
I think that it would make sense, right? Hakim Ziyech, one of the best. Oh,
You
wait,
know I
wait,
love
wait.
you for saying that. You
Nah,
know
I
I
will.
love you for saying.
Oh, bro, you're not gonna love me for long. Um, the thing is, one of the best ball players against the high line, he's going to do fantastic.
Yeah.
Getting those balls in behind for Werner, especially if our space there at RCB. Zia should be the guy to play those balls in behind. We need to
Mm,
decide now. Are we going to take that risk? It is a risk
mm.
because let's be honest here. Against the high line, Liverpool high line, they are a pressing team, counter
Yep.
pressing. They're going to
Yep.
press you, press you, press you. Ziyech drop in there. If he gets the ball to his feet comfortably, I have no doubt he will impact the game.
Yep.
But when a team like Liverpool presses you, there's a 50-50 chance that you will be able to get that comfort and space to
See,
receive that ball.
that's what I'm worried about. That's why, as much as I love Ziyech, I'm not entirely sure with the way Liverpool plays that this might be ideal. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Against any other high line who does not
Yep.
press with that intensity, I would play Ziyech. But in
Yep.
tiny spaces, right? There's no better player than Mason Mount
I was gonna say. I was
because
gonna say.
I think that so many times we saw Ziyech, you know where Kante name is there, we'd see Ziyech drop there, but especially
Yeah.
as Reece James or Aspi
Ziyech would come down here.
would not be overlapping, right?
Mm.
And then Kante would be going forward. Not having that overlap there from that right wing back would allow the defender to have free reign on Ziyech,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And having free reign on Ziyech, it doesn't even need to be a defender, it could be a midfielder too. Having free reign on Ziyech would allow him to lose that ball easily in that central position with his back against goal. And that can leave us kind on we mightn't be vulnerable on the transition because for God's sake we have three central defenders and a wing back, but
Yep.
we would lose the ball and we would have our defenders having to test themselves against that. So it's up to Tuchel. Do we risk that and allow our defenders? We say, okay, we have three central defender and a wing back who is not overlapping. That's four staying back plus Jorginho.
Mm.
We could
Mm.
afford to let Ziyech lose the ball, right? Because we
Yep.
already have um you know Lukaku who could hold up play and this and that. Last time we didn't have Lukaku. We need to take a consideration to that too.
Yep.
Or are we gonna say no? We're not gonna take no risk here. We're gonna have Mount dropping in, and we're gonna have Mount for the counter pressing that he can do, the defensive
Yep.
work he can do. He's very good in tight spaces. He's decent at playing balls in behind. He
Mm.
could get from left to right better. He could also help out Chilwell if need be
And
on
also
the
the
left.
balance as well. Like if you're gonna play someone like Werner, who's very good with his work rate as well, but Ziyech, live chat, and you boys know how much I would love him to start. But it's that point that you said, Ryan, that Ziyech, when he's going to drop into, say if Liverpool plays with a high line, and if Ziyech say drops in these areas to pick up the ball, or even these sort of areas when we're defending, I just don't want him to have a Van Dijk or a Matip, really, really circulating around him and him losing the ball. I like Ziyech where he's around these sort of areas and there's literally no one around him and he looks up and then he can start distributing the ball. And there are
Yeah.
teams that play like that.
And then he's
Opposition
just
teams.
back from injury too. And
Yeah,
that shoulder,
yeah.
one hard tackle, one defender jumping over his shoulder. You never know.
Bro, Van Dijk, one big shoulder
Yeah,
barge. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
And Ziyech is already not the most physical player. I'd also say that with Mason in there, Werner is not going to drop deep and successfully link up with Chilwell. He would drop deep and try because he works hard, but he will lose the ball. We know that. He loses the ball
Mm,
99 to 100 times. So I think that Mason has the ability to go roam to the left hand side too and link up with Chilwell in the build up play also, relieving Jorginho of his duty to be in that triangle because the last thing you want if Werner is so high, you don't want Jorginho leaving his CDM position to be more of a central midfielder alongside Chilwell. You kind of want
mm.
Jorginho to be, near Rudiger more and let Rudiger link up with Chilwell more and then Mason could drop to the left too and Werner could
Yeah.
be the tip of the diamond and get in behind. So I think Mount has that way of working so hard that you can't trace him because he's left, right, and center. I think
Mm.
Mason Mount starts this game. I would love to see Ziyech more this season, but I think this game in particular, with how intense they are, and Liverpool's a different machine this season, I think this is the lineup I'll go with.
Yeah, and look, once again, I'll put a placeholder on Ziyech. If he does start, I'm going to be the most excited and I'm not going to be surprised either. But I think for the balance of the front three, this makes sense to me. Ishan, you happy with Mason or did you have another plan?
No, first of all, almost 200 of you guys watching in the live. Please smash the like button. Subscribe the channel. This channel, has done exceptionally well, and Miz, he's putting exceptional efforts day in day out. So please share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe button. Smash the likes. What
Love you,
man? It's
bro.
just 78 likes and 200 of you guys watching. Come on, man. Smash it, man. Come on.
Come on,
Yeah.
get those likes up, man. Come on, get those likes up well over 100, please.
Yeah. So talking about this line, I think so. Yeah, I'm satisfied with Mason Mount. I think so. Mason Mount needs to start. Maybe we can all argue the fact that Ziyech would, deliver the balls well to, Werner and also Lukaku with his beautiful lofted balls that he,
Yep.
distributes. But Mount is such an important player for this match because his off the ball work rate is immense, and that's what we need in this match. Mason Mount will be needing Mason Mount right from minute 1 to minute 90th constantly because Liverpool, they're not a team who holds back. You won't see Liverpool hold back any point of time. They keep on pressing you
Yep.
relentlessly right from minute 1 till minute 90th, and that's where Mason Mount comes. His off the ball work rate is great. His pressing is immense, and the ball recovery from Mason Mount is absolutely great.
True.
And these are the games where Mason Mount will learn and grow better. Even he needs to grow. This is his process of getting better from match in, match out, right? So Mason Mount for me definitely has to start. And also with he's getting better with his through balls as well. The last game
I've
he's had a
got an
wonderful
assist.
assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a wonderful assist. He's got an assist in the, maybe one of the most important assists in Chelsea history, with the Champions League final
Champions
assist.
League final. Yeah.
He's learning, and I think so. I'm really happy now, having the fact that knowing the fact that we've got Lukaku up front. His assist count is gonna go miles higher. I think so, and his passes, his key passes, are going to be justified. Having Lukaku up front is going to be delivered into goals. So Mason Mount for me definitely starts.
Yeah, man, this common team, Matt Chels, Mount and Werner for sheer work rate. It's very important. This is a particular match where you need players that are going to be engines. And Mount, for me, is like a Kante up front. So the engine that he has, as Ryan's already alluded, pressing, counter-pressing. Ishan also has alluded, his ability to just continue on for the whole 90 minutes is very, very important. Against an opposition that's going to play high intensity game. But as I said, I will be the most delighted if I see Ziyech. That's why we have a placeholder. Obviously, the bench is going to be still strong with Havertz, Calamitz, and Adoy. Many other players, that whoever hasn't made Kovacic. And yeah, many other players I can't think of from the top of my mind, but I'm sure there's other ones. I don't know if Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be in this squad. Maybe he might, and there are rumors that he's probably going on a loan. Chalobah is another one. Chalobah is probably going to be in the bench. I'm certain. Sooner or later he'll get game time again. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the team that we've gone with: Mendy, Rudiger, AC, Aspie, RJ, Chilwell, Jorginho, Kante, Werner, Lukaku, Mount. There's placeholders, as you can see, where they're up for debate. Those things can happen as well. Alonso could start. Silva in the middle, AC in the RCB spot, Aspie in the right wing back spot, and Ziyech in the inside forward. Boys, I'll go to you. Score prediction and live chat as well. What's your score prediction? Ishan, go with you first up. What are you thinking?
No, this is where it gets so difficult, so difficult. Considering the fact that we're going to Anfield, it's going to be fans this time. Last time there were no fans, and Liverpool were in a mud regarding the injuries and all. This time is going to be a hell of a different team. They've got Van Dijk back. The whole Anfield crowd is back. It is going to be difficult. I want to say it's going to be a close win, but I also am getting a feeling that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't know why, but I'm getting a feel that it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I think so. I'll stick with a close win for Chelsea. I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
Ryan, my boy, I mean, you've seen the lineup that we've gone with. You've seen, we've talked about the strengths, weaknesses, where we can hurt them and whatnot. What's your score prediction?
I want to make a statement. 3-0 Chelsea.
Oof. Wow. Oof. 3-0 Chelsea, right? Not 3-0 Liverpool.
Not 3-0 Chelsea.
Wow.
I want to, put a mark on the Premier League tomorrow.
But you do realize if we win 3-0, that's devastation, man. I think Liverpool will be shattered after that.
Yeah.
As Thomas Mueller said before we played them, we want to show them from the first minute they have no chance. That's what I want to do. I really hope Timo scores tomorrow, because I know he's going to get the opportunity. It's written in the stars for him to get.
I feel
at least
Timo
2
scoring,
chances.
man. I feel Timo scoring as well. I do feel it.
If not, he's definitely going to get an assist.
I don't know about this guy. No, I just know he's going to get those chances, but I don't know what he's going to do with them, to be honest. But I hope so. He scores.
Declared really likes what you said, Ryan. He likes it. You tell him, Ryan. You tell him. He's going with 3-0.
How does he feel that Haaland might be going to PSG after all?
Oh yeah, Declared. How you feel?
All those
what do you
conspiracy theories and writing on his whiteboard and stuff and throwing arrows and this and that.
Declared was triggered. He was triggered about Erling Haaland. Declared. How would you feel if Erling Haaland goes to PSG? Maybe part-time PSG fan.
Better than City or Man U, to be honest.
But
Declared PSG fan.
Ishan's Ishan's gone for a narrow Chelsea win. Ryan's going for a devastating Chelsea win. I'm also going for a narrow Chelsea win. I think 2-1. Maybe it's 1-0 our way, 1-0. We get the goal 2-1. Epic way to finish it off. International break.
Wow.
3 out of 3 wins. It's going to be brilliant. I'm not worried. I used to be worried about this Liverpool team, but the squad that we have, the team that we have, I'm not really worried anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much wraps it up now. Literally 10 more likes away from 100 likes. Let's get to the 100 likes. You guys have been sticking around throughout the whole session, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. So smash the like button, get those likes up to 100, just 10 away from 100 now. And also subscribe if you're here for the first time. We are chasing 8,000. So let's do that. Don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Support the channel. And check out my panelists and their socials in the description right now. Follow Ryan on Twitter. Follow Ishan on Instagram. All of that is in the description right now. And do look out for the watch along. Ishan and I will be back tomorrow for the watch along. There won't be any other videos tomorrow, no live stream, because watch alongs absolutely take my life away. They're so long, and I'm sure it takes Ishan's life away as well. But do stick around for the watch along tomorrow. Make sure you're there, and then we'll be there for the review after. And then the Ryan and my show, really it's Ryan's show, the tactical side of the coin. That particular show will drop the following day in the morning. So do look out for that. That's pretty much what's going on. Until next time.
Before you leave.
Yeah.
Just before you leave, just one breaking news. Athletic reports that Azpilicueta is on the verge of signing a contract extension at Chelsea, and Christensen's deal is almost agreed. For a new 4-year deal. This is reported by Simon Johnson. So these are the 2 quick updates that I wanted to give. Yeah.
Brilliant. Looks like Aspie's staying longer, which is fine. But I think his minutes in the future will probably slow down. For the right reason, I suppose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unless something major happens tomorrow before the game, like a Kunde announcement.
Also, miss. Nizar Kansela just reported it's backdoors. It's a done deal. Kunde, 100% done deal.
Wow.
Backdoors, it's a done deal. It's just a matter of when he's going to get announced. Nizar Kansela just reported it's 100% done at the backdoors.
So let's see. Maybe we might have a show before the game tomorrow. We'll see how things are turning out, because it is the transfer season and it's mad. It's absolutely mad. So we'll do look out. Press the notification button and do look out. Until next time, everyone. Take care and see you.